Hey guys, it's me, Life. Welcome back to Twinkie Talk. In today's episode, we're diving into the exciting, albeit speculative, topic of a possible world revamp. With the introduction of cars as a mount type in Midnight, Blizzard might be hinting at a much larger change to Azeroth, one that could fundamentally alter how we travel across the world. However, it's worth noting that cars might feel out of place in Azeroth's predominantly medieval fantasy setting. While Goblin and Gnome engineering has always added a quirky steampunk vibe to the game, cars push this aesthetic further into a modern times. Some players may find that this shift detracts from the traditional fantasy elements that define World of Warcraft. Then again, we already have planes from Delves. This wouldn't be the first time Blizzard has revamped the world. Remember the Cataclysm? A world revamp could address technical debt and prepare Azeroth for new gameplay systems, including vehicular travel. Let's discuss our thoughts on this edition, how it could fit into a broader world revamp, and what other innovations might follow. And here's my co-host, Em. Hey, Em.
Hey everybody. Hope you all having a good night. I hope you all had a good year. The first thing that comes to mind is actually not cars themselves, but rather how the cars interact with the world. Cars in real life change depending on weather conditions. They already have said that they want to do like drifting for the car or more acceleration or more max speed, which gives a lot of variety to the gameplay. That could be implemented both in world like weather systems, like snows all of a sudden on a hill. It's very slick, very slow to go up the hill, or you slide. If you stand still on the hill, you'll slide backwards.
Oh, that would be
Maybe,
cool. That would be really cool.
yeah, it would be cool. Maybe also the game could have a mode or whatever that if you hit another player's car, it made like a sound or something.
Wow,
Just
like
make it a little bit more
honking?
realism.
Like kind
Yeah,
of like
or like,
when we played Satisfactory, the little honking sound.
yeah,
Yeah.
just a little bit more interaction between the player and the world. I think traffic systems would be good. Crosswalks, lights. I think environmental effects would be really, really cool. Lightning storms, flash floods, things like that. That just all of a sudden change the landscape of like Elwyn Forest, and so you can't drive directly on the path anymore. Your car will just cars don't work in water.
Right.
So
Right.
I don't know. That's another thing. Like, should the cars work in water? I mean, it's a mount, but it's a car.
Yeah, I don't know. And also to like outside of like the cityscape zones, what would make you even want to choose to ride in the car versus your skywriting mount?
Yeah, I think that the cars themselves are gonna have to have some type of engagement in order to use them as the primary mode of travel.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that they're gonna be introduced in zones that you can't fly in. So you're gonna be
Yeah.
forced to do it off the bat. But I don't think that Blizzard would add a system like this to the game with the customizing of how it moves and also the coding of all the new vehicles that they're going to be adding, of course, just for it to be left behind. So I think this is going to be evergreened moving forward, and so that makes me think that we have to have roads and stuff like that in the world, and there needs to be some sort of incentive to get players to drive and not fly. So maybe flying level will change.
Yeah. I'm thinking too, especially in Midnight with the world revamp, in being at least over in that like Quel'The the Lost zone. That's pretty close. Never mind, no it's not. I was thinking it's close to Asherah, but or wherever the Goblin Zone by Orgrimmar, but that is on the other continent, so never mind.
So it's a bit far away.
Yeah, it's a little hop skip and a flight away, you know.
Ooh, are we gonna get a factory that makes these cars? Like an actual factory, a goblin one and a gnome one that are actually pumping these cars out in lore?
That
So where
would
are these
be
cars
really
coming from?
cool.
I
I
guess
would
the
love to see
engineers,
that.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
Cars are a big project.
Yeah. And then maybe even like some other races like dip their toes in, like maybe like the Niflin or like other little like
I would like to see a
kobolds.
touring car. It'd be
I
like
want to see a
a
candle
Hummer.
car. It's engineered by Candle Wax. Like just something. Yeah, a cow car. Oh God, there's so many.
Cobalt car. It's just like covered in candle wax and it has a whole bunch of candles all over it.
Yeah, but that's how it's going forward. Is the candle flame? Is like pushing it forward. Um,
The Candle King. That's what they'll call it.
what Oh wow. Okay, so do you think that like we're gonna have to work as like a community and like maybe potentially build the roads or something, kind of like a Wintergrass theme where like Alliance owns the streets in this zone for a time or
I
something like
could
that.
see some type of bipartisan movement between the Horde and the Alliance to, and lore anyways, build
Hmm.
the pretty much the veins of Azeroth, the roads,
Yeah.
and redo Orgrimmar and Stormwind. We're not really fighting anymore. The
Hmm.
Radiant Song kind of has us thinking about peace with each other, so I think
Right.
that this would be a good time, at least while Azeroth seems peaceful, for us to, even though we have Xal'atath, working in the background doing stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
we're gonna ignore that and just focus on, the citizens of Azeroth, going to and fro, and I think it's about time that they got their modern cities
Yeah.
upgraded a little bit.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to a world revamp, with faction neutrality kind of seemingly, at least in the gameplay wise, being more prevalent with like the new cross faction queuing and stuff like that. It seems
Yeah.
that they're going to be doing a lot more constructive, even with like the Earthen joining both the Alliance and the Horde. I know the Earthen basically were kind of telling at least people in Orgrimmar that they're like, yeah, we totally need to start building. We need to do some stuff.
Yeah, I
So,
think we're gonna get one, maybe two on one on Eastern Kingdoms and one on Kalimdor of a neutral cities.
oh, neutral. You think
Well, we
neutral?
lost Dalaran, so we don't really have a neutral city in lore anymore besides Shatrath. But Dalaran was supposed to be like Azeroth's version of Shatrath. It went with us wherever we went in order to be that neutral
Yeah,
zone for us, so that we could overcome the enemies,
yeah.
which sometimes weren't the enemies, but that's okay.
I saw a push for people wanting Dalaran to be like re-put back into the ground over by Hillsbrad, and
That would be cool too, having
yeah,
a city there. I mean, I know that getting north is kind of annoying for Alliance.
yeah, it is.
Um, so having a neutral city there would probably help a little bit, and I could see this also opening up like the portals within the game as well.
Yeah, and it's
Um,
actually kind of close to the hinterlands over there too. So I'm always hoping for my high elves over on the Alliance. So I'm hoping in Midnight we can get that
yeah.
Quelithian Lodge over there, honey. We're gonna have some new homes. I'm gonna get some player housing over there, you know. But
The raceway that was in, or the racetrack that was in Thousand Needles, I wonder if they're gonna like put a
yeah.
dam up and try to rebuild that because of the cars, or if they're gonna move that somewhere. Where else do you think that could be? And not Silithus, obviously, because it has a giant sword. What else is flat?
Um, for car racing, okay, yeah, definitely Thousand Needles would be super cool. You could do something like over like Desolus. All of anywhere goblins are. We could winter one over in
I guess
Winter
the
Spring.
Barrens is kind of flat, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
I would honestly like a
maybe
circuit.
away from the crack in the earth and Paris. They built a bridge.
No, a giant ramp.
Okay, got it. You fly off of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, that's another thing. Maybe they could add ramps that do like certain things that give you your mount just like a
It
gliding ability
launches
for a moment,
your
or
riding
extra
mount
speed, or
into
it
a
launches
flying
you
one.
forward. Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually really cool. I don't know why we would be in that zone, so they're gonna need to make the zone prevalent or prevalent,
We're all
but
making new characters because we all get cars now.
yeah, we're so
It's
excited.
a
Yeah,
new
you
player
have to.
experience.
It
Here's your
is.
car.
Here's your car. It's free to play cars. They give people free to play
I
cars.
really do hope that these cars are free to play. I think that
Yeah,
taking
me
them away
too.
from free to plays would be a really bad choice.
Like warbands. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, so expanding on existing portal hubs, Blizzard might add player-controlled teleportation systems, allowing faster travel to custom destinations. You think like maybe your car is going to be like that car in that one movie that's really famous that I'm totally spacing on the name? Like, is it Back to the Future or whatever?
Back to the Future. I think Flubber could also be a good movie that you could pull a car from,
Okay.
because there's
Yeah.
that scene where it's up in the sky. Um,
Yeah. I see
but yeah,
that.
I think a car could have plenty of things on it that maybe the
Mm-hmm.
other vehicles don't. We have an auction house, we have a mailbox, we have transmog. I think maybe a portal car would be kind of cool. Back
Yeah.
to the Future would be really, really good for
Chromie
that.
future. Chromie comes out of
Yeah,
your
like in order
car.
to access the portal, you need to actually just move forward a certain distance and then
Yeah.
activate a thing that makes you go just a little bit faster for a moment
That's actually
or
really
whatever.
cool. That's like a really good idea. Like I really hope that Blizzard, you're writing these down. Come on. Okay.
Yeah, could you imagine you just push like a time travel button and it hits you and you choose your destination and it takes you back, but maybe it like I don't know, and lore it screws up so it only just teleports you, doesn't actually move you in time
That would be so sick. Just so sick.
because like yeah, the bronze dragonflight or whatever. Who's in charge of time? The bronze, right?
Okay, you wrote down too that there could be a function for auto writing, so like your car
Oh
kind of
yeah.
like
So that's
auto
an
if you
idea that came to me too. Yeah,
yeah,
so flight paths are a thing, right? But like
yeah.
there's not going to be ones for cars, is there? Well, maybe there is, and maybe while you're on that, there's mini games that you could do, like a little game of Frogger with your car. Maybe I know that there's some
Bro.
racing games where you're just traveling down a path, you have to move left and right, kind of thing. Um, I think point
I
systems
just
and things like that would be interactive.
I imagine us like taking like almost like an Uber, like our car's like an Uber, and it's like me, you, Grams, or whatever, like inside Uber going through Zangermarsh or whatever, just like playing fucking video games like inside the car, like as we're getting like taken across
Yeah,
the
what if
world.
there is like a giant caravan that we
Yeah,
could all ride that holds like 32 people or something like that,
yeah.
or 40, I
Oh
guess, for
my
maximum raid,
gosh, it's
and there's
in
just
raid.
seats for everybody. The
We're
one
taking
person's
it to
driving.
raid. They're
Maybe
taking
there's
the
turrets that
Uber.
shoot fireworks and things like that, or
That's it.
slime or whatever.
That's it. That is what's happening. That's implemented right now. They're putting that in the game right now. Um, wow. I mean, I don't even know. That's like, what's like your favorite zone that you want to take like a ride around? Like, what's like the zone that you feel like?
I would like to go through Terracefall Glades
Mm.
and Silver Pine Forest, and I would like to imagine that on an auto path, spiders and stuff would like creep down and like grab your head for a moment, just like really creepy stuff, or a zombie would come out and
Oh
they'd
my
just start
gosh.
chasing you randomly, or maybe what's his name, the abomination in Terracefall Glades that's looking for the herb, that guy. Like he could chase you because he thinks like he's never seen it before, so he's like, "Well, what's this?" And he's just chasing you.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
like little things like that.
Okay, I do
So I think
not
like
want
depending
to
on
go
what
on a
zone you're
car
in,
over
the
that.
interactions you have are different. Maybe there's people who don't like vehicles and they're like super green and they're like throwing tomatoes at you because you're polluting or something.
Oh my
To
goodness.
get that, real life zeitgeist
They're
kind of
like
in there.
anti-Uber or something. They're like, no, no, drive a horse.
Maybe put an Easter egg that's
The
very
night elves,
rare where
the
like,
night elves are like, you're polluting, so they're like
yeah,
upset. Oh my
the climate
goodness.
activists block the road
Yes.
very, very
The
occasionally.
the DEHTA is back, girl, and they're standing in front of Amir Giselle. They are like, you are absolutely not driving over here. Wow.
Okay, so if there's roadways, does that mean there's billboards? Are we gonna get like goblin and gnome billboards in the game?
That would just be so fun. That would just be so fun.
I think if done right, it could be tasteful and humorous.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, I don't want to see it all over. Like, I
Not
do,
over, no.
yeah, but like, it would be cool, like, if you're like going, like you said, like to Gadget Stand or whatever, and all of a sudden you just see like a big sign from the barge or whatever, like pointing to Gadget Stand, like racetrack this way,
Yeah.
something like that. Wow.
Bless you.
Thank
Oh,
you.
I wonder if there'll be any type of fuel that you can buy that it's not fuel that makes you go, it's fuel that gives you bonuses like NOS or
Yeah,
like
Nitro.
higher
That's
jumps
what I'm
or
thinking.
maybe
Yeah.
you travel on top of water. It's
Like
like
a
mount equipment, but that's more specialized for the cars themselves.
it's like a cooldown.
Can we get a Mario Kart game? Just a Mario
Yes.
Kart mini game in WoW, please.
That would be so
Like
fun.
it could be either the racing one or like the battle mode with the balloons.
Oh my gosh,
Come
no,
on,
I want to
Blizzard.
throw the turtles, yeah, at people.
Yeah,
Like,
that'd be
but
great.
like everywhere, like even in the middle of Stormwind, even if you're on your little your little Uber car, like I just want to send a shell at you.
Exactly.
Can you? Oh my gosh, it's a new form of PvP. You're like griefing people on Uber. Like, that is
Well, they're doing
so
wackier
horrible.
things, so why not? I
That
mean,
is
they
so
gotta go
bad.
big scope with like
Yeah,
Legion time walking and stuff, but why not
right.
little scope with like Mario Kart? You did Pokemon. Come on.
Yeah, no, it's super cute. It's super cool idea. I'm like super, I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. What other things do you think that are gonna happen into the change,
Well,
besides
if we're
just cars? What do you
Yeah,
think?
if we're revamping the world at all to include roads, I think maybe redoing public transportation would be good. I think the Zeppelins are kind of fine as they are, and I
Hmm.
think that maybe the public transportation would change its form, its ground form, anyways. So I know that we have the tram, but that's not really, it's really, really old.
Yeah.
And I know that there could be tram spots to other locations.
Yeah.
So I was actually thinking that they actually make a modern, like, public transit train, like
Interesting.
make it goblin and gnome themed, of course, for depending on your faction.
It'd
But
be
then you
yeah.
actually sit in it, and other people are sitting in it, and you can just talk and sit there, and maybe people on Moonguard can get on there and role play some crazies.
Yeah. I think it'd be cool to see like especially since we now have Gilneas back on the Alliance as well. I think it'd be really cool to see like some sort of transit system from Stormwind to Ironforge to
Yeah, just under the
Gilneas to
water. Yeah,
Gnomeregan. Yeah, just some even on top, I don't even know. They could make a train. Um
I think underwater would be cool,
I mean, yeah, of course that'd be super cool.
just because everyone does kind of think we're eventually going to get a water expansion or a sea expansion. I think it's going to be a sea expansion eventually.
Really?
Which means we'll be getting submarines and stuff. Yeah, I mean, we've already got the tech and the whispers of the tech with BFA
Are these some of those like
and
whispers that
islands
you've
and stuff like
gotten
that.
or whatever, speculative stuff? Because I have never heard
Speculative, yeah. I don't
nothing.
know anything. Nope.
Yeah, you don't know nothing.
Nope. I'm
Um,
talking in the Zoth. That's all.
yeah, yeah. M is our wonderful harbinger, 2.0. Okay, so when Xalatath fails inevitably,
Snap.
she's taking over. So that was so funny. Wow. Okay, so we have. Well, what do you think the Horde is gonna get? Like a train
Maybe,
from Thunderbluff to Orgrimmar to the little troll isles? Like, what do they got going on?
I guess Thunderbluff and Orgrimmar. And though I think on each continent we're going to probably get eventually, I hope anyways, on each continent that we get a neutral city. So the tram would also go to the neutral city. Um, I
They are
suppose the
rebuilding the
neutrals.
Draenei one over
Yeah.
there. That is supposed to be new. Just like they're building, I think, the Undead City again over on the top of Lordaeron. So
Yeah, it'd be really nice to see more modern versions of the cities themselves with that medieval aesthetic that WoW has.
yeah, I am
I
kind
do
of
think we're going to see. Go ahead.
yeah, I'm just kind of curious on how we're gonna mix the cars, the submarines, the trains, the planes, the zeppelins, all into like a true fantasy setting versus like modern setting.
Well, as long as they keep the gnome ones steampunky and the goblin ones the little more rocket punky, if that's even a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is. Yeah, like explosion punk, if
Yeah,
that's a
explosion
thing.
punk, because that's the
Yeah,
goblin inside for sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think that will be fine if we get that. I would like to see like different versions of it. So like maybe the Alliance side get like wheels and the Horde side gets like hoverboards or something on their trains.
Yeah. Yeah,
Just
I
like
definitely
slightly
want
different
there to
looking tech.
be yeah, I want there to be like a fact like and I want it to be like super cool like the Horde is like exclusive to Venture Co. You know what I mean? Like they get the exclusive brand new hoverboards made over there and then Alliance is over here like well we get like I don't know like special bazooka blasters that shoot our little like feet rockets. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I just yeah, I hope they make it faction relevant, but like also like similar, you know? So it's like fun.
Yeah, so no one's really losing out, but everyone gets to have a little bit more flavor text to their character's
Hmm.
identity, kind of thing.
So what do you think all of this means for twinking? The revamp zones and stuff, or what do you think it's gonna look like
Well,
for twinks?
if it's a soft revamp and it's just the paths get changed to roads and things like that, then I don't think anything will change. If this is a hard world reset or
Hmm.
revamp rather, then I think that we could have new treasure chests, new rares, maybe world events that happen periodically. These could, of course, carry achievements with them or gear or consumables, perhaps. There also might be new dungeons or revamped dungeons, so we might get new
Yeah,
gear there.
follower dungeons,
Um,
more of them.
Outside of that, obviously the mount would be pretty cool to have on a twink.
Yeah.
I would like them to. I'd really like them to start making dungeons that were a little bit more mount friendly,
Mm-hmm.
but not massive.
Okay.
Like I forgot the name of it. The offense one and Dragonflight. That one was just too big.
Oh, Nakud or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
you flew in it, but it was just too big.
Yeah. Yeah, it
So I
was like
think
the
like
whole
cars.
zone of Anarn Plains, like in a
Yeah,
dungeon. Yeah, for sure. I was hoping that something that we could see for Twinks inside of this, kind of like you said, like just like the treasure chests and stuff, like with the new zones, it's just like some quality of life improvements. Like I know that we got dragon riding for level or for Twinking now in this expansion, and I feel like we're not really appreciating that as much as we should. I mean, we should be very grateful that all Twinks can use those, you know what I mean? Because we used to not be able to. We had to run around everywhere. So that was super huge quality of life. I'm hoping that you're right. We get these new riding styles for our mounts. I'm hoping that when we get the world revamp, it kind of forces Blizzard to put even low levels in the new zones. So it's like everyone is participating in this.
I would love it if they redid scaling to where it didn't matter what the content was, you could engage with it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that I
so
don't think that'll ever be because they don't know how to do the math, unfortunately. Without
just do
making
it
a
on
10 a god.
percentages, Blizzard. Listen to me. Everything is on a percentage. Just do percentages.
That's a lot harder than you'd think, hon.
I didn't say it wasn't hard. I'm just telling you what I want. Okay, I'm telling you. I'm giving you the formula to be successful, Blizzard. Okay.
I think free to play should be 10 levels under in game as its cap. And regardless of what in game level is, it's always 10 levels under in game.
Be easier
So
for
new
them to
expansion comes
balance.
out, goes up 10. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just there. All that content, bam.
Yeah.
A
Is
lot
there
more room for the
anything?
free to play to stretch.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Is there anything else that you want to say about the new traveling and everything?
I hope they continue to add to it. I would like to see other forms of player mobility. Maybe, I mean, these could come in the form of toys, even, but
Mm-hmm.
like a hot air balloon that the player actually gets to control themselves would be pretty cool. A zeppelin,
Ooh.
maybe, that the player
Yeah.
controls themselves would be
A
pretty cool.
boat. A boat.
Or an actual yacht would be pretty cool.
Oh, yes, please give me a yacht. Are you kidding?
Or maybe if not a yacht, then just a normal like cruiser that's already in the game.
That would be so sick. I
The
would
big
love that.
Spanish ships or whatever they're called.
I would love that. Oh. All right, guys. Well, that was our episode 4 of Twinkie Talk. Um,
Yay!
I love you guys. Please go ahead and follow our channel if you love stuff related to World of Warcraft from a low level perspective. Go ahead and sub. I'll see you guys in our next episode. Bye.
Have a great 2025,
Yes, oh
everyone.
my gosh, Happy New Year's. Ah.
Bye bye.
Bye.